Hello and welcome to Pointless Point of View. My name is Callum Taylor and I am joined again today by Fraser Doig.
Alright.
Today we're going to be doing reboots and remakes. We'll go through a list of the best and the worst and just give you our point of view, and obviously if you disagree with us, leave us a message or hit us up in any other type of way.
We're also going to cover at the end of it stuff that we think should be remaked or reboots, just to have our opinion on that as well. But first we're gonna start with just a little bit of news.
Yeah, we're gonna hit you up some news.
Callum's got the news here, so I'll let him fire on.
We'll spit through it. David Hayes is returning to voice Naked and Solid Snake for Super Bomberman, which I didn't even know there was going to be other characters other than Bomberman in it.
Yeah, I mean, isn't he's also coming back to do the voice for him in Super Smash Bros. As well, right?
Do you think this is a whole we did it? Splinter Cell brought their guy back. Let's see if we can.
Nah.
Do you know so?
I mean, there's no Kojima anymore, so if any, you saw it when they tried to make the zombie weird survival thing, and it was just terrible.
That was awful.
So
awful.
Good that they're bringing back the actor.
Yeah, hopefully. I wonder how much he got paid. That'd be funny to know. Also, something we wanted when we had it, but we got rid of it. GTA is finally adding nightclubs.
As in, you can own them.
Own a nightclub. You can employ people. You can fire people. You can go out and get singers to come work. And supposedly for a loyalty bonus, you're getting 300,000.
That's nothing.
I know it's nothing, but you're getting it when it comes out.
I'd love to see though. I'd love to go back on Call of Duty and see how much those nightclubs cost.
You mean
nightclubs?
You mean Grand Theft Auto?
What did I say?
You said Call of Duty.
Wow. I'd love to go back on.
We're just going to put it out there. Fraser's having a really bad day today. He's having one of those moments where his mind just isn't working.
I'd love to go back on GTA and see how much those things are going to cost. Because again, I bet everything's on an arm and a leg, and I bet the missions you get for it you get barely fuck all.
Yeah, probably. But also, we've got quite a few bit of news actually. But do you remember Kingdom Come Deliverance?
Yes, I never dove in. It's not
That's something I want. When it's on deal, I'll get it. But they've now officially said that they've added a hardcore mode.
Which I find really weird, because don't you have to eat and drink and act so what's going to be in hardcore? It's just more difficult?
Fuck knows. They never specified. They said we're putting in a hardcore mode because supposedly people were asking for it. I don't know these people.
I mean, good on them. I know there's definitely folk out there who can nail that game and love that kind of survival based, super realistic, super historical stuff. Yeah. But for me, I don't hate survival, but I like soft survival.
Yeah, Fallout.
It depends. 6. I mean, well, no, I mean, Fallout 4 has survival mode, and I like that when it's especially a game that I like. But I couldn't just jump into something and stuff like that. But that's fair enough. If fans want it, then at least they're giving them it.
Yeah. Just a little. This is no really discussion. Oh, sorry, I was moving the mic.
Cool.
Avengers grossed over 2 billion now.
I'm not
officially.
Surprised.
No.
Not surprised at all.
And Deadpool 2 has hit worldwide 700 million.
So is that the highest grossing R-rated movie again?
Yep. Yep, it's so fun.
Was it because it was Deadpool? Then did Logan beat Deadpool?
I think.
No, well, sorry. Actually, it never was the highest because the Passion of the Christ, because he mentions that in the second one.
Yeah.
The Passion of the Christ was the high. So is it overtook that now? So is it?
I think.
Would you say it's there?
Yeah. I think it's just though. I think it's just past it.
So what we're talking Deadpool 2, Passion of the Christ.
Deadpool.
Did Logan make more than the first Deadpool?
I believe so.
So it's probably then Logan and then Deadpool 1.
Yeah, but
okay.
I mean,
it's a good movie. It's
I've never
good.
seen Jesus.
All it means is if it made a lot of money, we're going to get more. So I'm not complaining.
Even Mickey might say, yeah. Give it some
yeah, true.
John Bernthal, aka the Punisher, is somehow returning to Walking Dead in season 9. Now, anyone who's watched it knows that, spoiler, Shane dies.
I mean, I'm not a Walking Dead fan anyway. I kind of dropped off after season 3, so
yeah.
I mean, it makes sense because
Rick Grimes has came out.
Andrew Lincoln.
Jesus,
he came out and said that he doesn't want to do it anymore. Yeah. So I mean, you can pull him back.
Could be a dream sequence. You know what I mean? Supposedly in the comics, I don't know this. I never read the comics that much, but supposedly there's Shane's twin brother in it. They could do, but
I don't see why not just give it to Norman Reedus.
They're gonna do it to Norman Reedus. Norman Reedus is getting offered a lot of money.
Well, I mean, unless they bring it, the guy who plays again, I can't remember his name. He just mentioned him.
John Bethel.
Thank you. But if fair enough, if he wants to do it again, then good on him. I don't see why he needs to, but it is. You can clearly tell that The Walking Dead is dropping in ratings.
Yeah.
So if this gives it like a boost back up to like the way it was, especially in like when it got to like 4 and like season 3 and 4, where everybody was like, "Oh my god, wait, like what's going on?"
Yeah.
So yeah, fair enough. I dropped off it a long time ago, but
yeah,
fair enough.
Also, this is a bit of gaming news. The Devil May Cry director of the new game is coming out saying that 75% of the game is done. So what they're doing is they're hoping for an early 2019 release, which
hope it's not February. Because I'm not having another one in February.
It needs to at least a little bit past February, because that's going to be a tight month. Like
I'm going to go for June, July.
June, yeah, see it being June.
So like a year from now, basically.
Yeah, that's not too bad. And the big news that came out, in movie wise anyway, Tom Holland did it again. He striked again. Put out an Instagram video pretty much saying that he's been given the script for the second one, which he doesn't understand because he's dead. Cheeky, even though he's... Ooh. Spoiler? Bit of a spoiler? That's fine, people. There's nobody in this world that hasn't seen...
I know people that haven't seen.
Oh, snap. My bad. He's come out and revealed that the second Spider-Man is going to be called Far From Home, which, Kevin Feige's come out and says that he's going to take some time away from New York, which is rumoured to be London. I don't know how Spider-Man's going to work in London. Buildings aren't that big in London. Not like swing between big. But it'll be good to see. And also another gaming spoiler, that the big bad who in the trailer for Spider-Man the game, they've come out and revealed who it is. Well, not revealed it, but somebody
we're not actually going to say who it is. No. If you personally want to go find out, it's out there now. But like we're just informing you that it has been leaked.
Yeah.
Who the big bad in the new Spider-Man game is, the one that is like kept a mystery. Yeah. So we're not going to say it right here. But if you want to go have a look, by all means.
I might twist Fraser's arm and just spit it right at the end. I'll give it a 30-second gap.
Oh no! Since we've already spoiled a part in a movie, let's not give it any more.
Who hasn't seen it?
I know folk that haven't seen it.
Who? Name drop right now. Who's not seen it? Who's not seen it?
Well, there's a boy in my work that's not seen it.
Go see it. That's all I'm saying. Then I can who it is. Go see it. Is it Paddy? Nah. I'll say Paddy's name. I'll remember. Anyway, but we'll go. Yeah, we'll start up that's us finished with the news. Because Fraser won't let me put spoilers out on purpose. Anyway.
No, you don't want to spoil things. You can the world that we live in nowadays. I don't want anything spoiled. Also, I'm going to add another bit of news in here.
Oh, Fraser's
because again, this is so possible. Two things. One is the Creed trailer.
Oh yeah,
got released, which I think really looks really good. Obviously, we spoke about this off mic that it's not done by Ryan Coogler this time.
Yeah,
it's done by Sylvester Stallone. So hopefully he knows what he's doing.
He's done a few things.
Yeah, so that hopefully, and it's Ivan Drago's son who looks to be his opposition this time. And the second one is we got a second trailer for Predators.
Yeah.
Who's done by Shane Black, who is the Lethal Weapon. He's done a few Lethal Weapons. Right. He did The Nice Guys. He did Iron Man 3. Again, yeah. So hopefully this is a back to form for Shane Black, because The Nice Guys is really good. But I feel like the trailer gave away a bit too much.
Yeah, it's like we said in the trailer, like when we were talking off Mike, that they should have stopped it at the bit where you see the Predator profile.
Yeah, they show far too much. Like it's not the worst like I've seen of trailers. They show too much, but they've kind of like, okay, now we know that there's more than one Predator. And now we know that there's a group going after them, and now we know there's like a brand new evolution of the Predators. It's like a bigger version, which they definitely shouldn't have shown.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. If we go to see the film and then you see that bit, and then later on in the film there's a bigger predator, then yeah, it's fine, it's understandable. But if that's the big predator, I feel that's just spoiled.
They shouldn't have shown too much. Nah. That's the only 2 bits that I've got, just little bits that I remembered.
But that's us finishing now, so we'll get on our best remakes and reboots now.
Yes, that's the subject we're going to cover this week.
As always, I'm lucky. I got the good.
Yeah, I got the short straw. I have to talk about the bad ones again. But yeah, it should be good. We decided to do this one. Yeah, so we're going to start with the best, like we normally do. We usually go best to worst. So we're going to do remakes first, then reboots, and then we're going to talk about what we think should be rebooted and remade.
Yeah, so I'll hit you off.
I'll let you go first. We'll go with the best because it's good to talk about good stuff.
Yeah, always get the good out and then let the bad hit you later on. Alright, for the goods, I've got the Dawn of the Dead, from the original from 1978, but the 2004 is the best one. So,
which is directed by
Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder, yeah, he's heavily connected to the DC. He's done one of I feel my favourite, one of your favourites is The Watchmen.
Yes, I really like The Watchmen.
Yeah,
he also did 300, which there's a lot of fans out there for that.
Yeah.
He also did Sucker Punch, which was a bit of a hit and miss.
I love that film.
And yes, obviously DC Universe stuff,
yeah.
Man of Steel, Justice League, like he's got his finger in that pie. So yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, I saw some of it. I started watching some of it the other day.
Like the original was obviously done by the King of Zombies, George Romero. So there's obviously a lot on any director's shoulders, no matter what.
I don't think I would have touched that if I was a director. I think I'd be like, nah, just leave it.
Well, that was like, especially nowadays, it's kind of like that. It wasn't the birth of it, but it was kind of like zombies and vampires, and that shit just gets repeated over and over again. I thought it was pretty good. So it's a lot more gory than the first one, obviously.
Yeah.
And a couple of bits I was kind of like, okay, like what's going on? Like the pacing's a bit slow, a bit jumbled up, but altogether it's like when you compare it to other remakes, it's definitely going on the best. So what's next?
Next we've got War of the Worlds, from the original was 1953, and obviously the remake starred Tom Cruise in 2005.
Tom Cruise, yes.
Yeah, I'm not, to be honest, it was done by Steven Spielberg, but I'm not a fan of this film. It was okay for in my eyes, but obviously the original was out there, weird, but obviously it doesn't hold up in the context now, it doesn't. But yeah, I liked it. It was Tom Cruise was going through that weird phase where he was up and down. The graphics were a bit jumbled for me, but
there's one thing I bet you didn't know. See, back with the original, like, so it was a book.
Yeah. And
what happened was somebody read the book on the radio, and the folk never knew it was a book and thought it was really happening. That's crazy, yeah.
That's amazing. That is
like, so they started reading it, and obviously when they were reading it, they thought it was genuinely really happening, and everybody started panicking.
See, that's the thing. Back in those days, that would be believable. But say in this day and age, imagine if you saw something on the news or you saw something on the internet where it's, oh my god, zombie attack someday. You would never go, oh, that's true. That's true. It must be happening.
Of course not. But back to the movie. I like the War of the Worlds movie. I think it's pretty good. It's like graphically, it's pretty decent, especially compared to the original. There's only a few bits I don't like. I don't like Tom Cruise's son, who's played by Justin Chatwin, who we all know as the Goku from
the Whitewash
Dragon Ball Evolution. Yeah. So he's not fantastic in it. He's a bit sort of childish and a bit bitchy and screamy, and it's kind of like really annoying.
Cliched.
But Dakota Fanning, I'm pretty sure, plays his daughter, and she's really good.
You're right.
She's really good in it.
She's massive now.
She's excellent. She's doing some really good stuff. So I definitely put it down as a good remake, especially if you compare it to the original. What's next?
Yeah. The next we've got The Thing. The original came in 1951.
Which wasn't actually called The Thing, it was just The Thing from Outer Space.
No, it's Thing from the Other World.
Close.
Ooh. And also we've got the prequel that's in 2011, which is, as you've told me,
which is a prequel. It's a prequel to the not the one, not
1982
the
thing.
Yes.
Yeah, the one I was leading into it. Honestly, so bossy today. And also it was brought to us by John Carpenter.
Mm-hmm.
And
starring Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
John Carpenter loves Kurt Russell because they worked on Escape from New York, Escape from Los Angeles.
Very, as you know, I've never seen this film. I've never seen either one of any of them. So I was going on last night and I was going to go watch it. Like, I'll get ready for it, and I was interrupted by a friend of mine. But it was. I was looking forward to watching it. I'm going to watch it this week and see if it's good. My first point next week will just be like, either the thing was good or the thing sucked. So I'm just to let you know.
I really like it, especially like even nowadays. Like everything was practical effects in the thing. Like it.
You said the graphics still hold up.
It still holds up because it's all practical. Like every weird. Because the thing about the concept of the thing is it's a creature that basically duplicates. So you don't really know what's a thing or not. So it's weird. Like it's still anything that it like duplicates or like it has duplicated. It's still in there some way. So like the amount of creature effects with like, tentacles and weird stuff and like ooze and it's all real and it's still there.
Yeah.
So like it still holds up in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, here we go. But next we've got Ocean's 11. The original was in 1960 with Frank Sinatra.
Yeah, it was the Rat Pack.
The Rat Pack. The Smoky Crew. But obviously our one is Ocean's 11 2001. It was brought to you by
Steven Soderbergh.
See, every time I read that I think it looks Soccerberg.
Yeah, it's my spelling.
Yeah, Fraser's spelling's great. But then also 2001 was George Clooney, Matt Damon, Brad Pitt.
Yes, like if you're going
to... you go for anybody for the 1995 to 2000s is most likely showing up in...
Yeah, you pull them into it and I mean the contrast between all of them.
Yeah.
Obviously
it spanned what,
George
3?
Clooney plays Danny Ocean.
Yeah. Which
again did spawn it's obviously 11, 12 and then 13 and then you've even got the new one that came out this year which is 8 with all the lassies in it.
Yeah. I feel like Soderbergh, what he did is he gave each character enough time.
Yes.
Like it wasn't like, oh, Clooney's the big guy, Brad and
everybody felt important.
They all got a moment to shine, which I think's amazing. And we've not seen it yet.
No, we haven't seen
Ocean's
it.
8 doesn't hold up the same way. Like they clearly pick a side with certain people, but
I've still heard it's pretty good though.
Yeah.
But we've not seen it, so we can't really say it's shite or not.
We'll hopefully get to see it.
Yes.
Soon enough. Oh my God, Bucks. And then what we're going from there is King Kong. Original coming in 1976, but out the one we like is 2005.
Which is Peter Jackson,
the man who loves all things big and CGI, but
the man who loves Tolkien, basically.
Yeah, and it's Jack Black.
Yes, Jack Black is in this. You've also got Naomi Watts plays the love interest, the one that Kong becomes obsessed with.
It's an iconic type film. It is. Just, you see a lot of films. There's always an ape on a tower and all that stuff.
Yeah, like it's definitely
and it holds up still graphically.
And a lot of people were definitely excited for this because he had finished the Lord of the Rings. He'd done all 3 of them, and this was like his next project.
Yeah.
So everybody was like, it's kind of like the Christopher Nolan effect, where it was like no matter what he's going to make, they're like, oh my God, I need to see this. So when it got announced that Peter Jackson was doing King Kong, everybody was like, he's gonna I need to go see this. He's like what he just did with Lord of the Rings. Like let's go. And I think it's definitely pretty good. Like it's got.
There's some out there there's a lot of people out there who aren't a fan of it.
No, it's got a couple with pacing. The pacing of it is a bit jumbled. Like it goes from like one thing to another. But as a whole, I'd say it's pretty good. And obviously, if you definitely compare it to the original, like graphically, obviously, is a million times better.
Yeah, and also we've got the King Kong Skull Island. They're not connected, but
which I have not seen. I've still not seen King Skull Island.
You should watch it.
I've seen
so
Godzilla,
good.
but I haven't seen. What
next? Scarface next. Original coming in 1932, and one of my favourite films, the 1983 version from Brian De Palma.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, anyone who watches a movie knows Scarface. Anyone who plays GTA and shoots people knows Scarface. It's just one of those iconic films, and it's so good that people aren't mad. I'm a bit wary, but people aren't mad about they're doing another remake.
Yes, it's definitely been in the pipeline for a long time. Every so often you hear a couple of things about it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure the director is. I don't even think it has one. But I think Diego Luna is going to be Tony Montana, who is one of the Love it. The love interest of the main character from Rogue One.
Yeah, good actor. He's been in a few things. I've got high hopes for it. But that Scarface, just it's one of those movies where you can just watch it.
I think that the reason why a lot of people are afraid of the new one, and especially with that one, the 1980s one, is because how do you top like Al Pacino's performance of Tony Montana?
Yeah.
It's like, it's perfect. You can't. It's so hard to get someone else to be that. If you imagine Scarface, even with the original that I still haven't seen, and then obviously the new one, and any foreign gangster or like Cuban gangster is instantly, when you see them in anything, you either think of basically two things. You either think of the guy from Narcos, Pablo Escobar, or you think of Tony Montana. Yeah. Basically, anything from like that is what you're working from. So, and that's just credit to Al Pacino.
Do you want to see a carbon copy, or would you want a little bit of difference in it?
I'm not 100% sure, because what other story can you tell? You kind of need to follow not the same beats, but it's kind of like you need to go from an immigrant from a different country coming in and basically starting off at the very bottom and being a badass and then becoming the person who thinks they're untouchable. Yeah.
Hopefully it's really good. I've got high hopes for it. But the next one, I've not seen the original or the remake. The Fly from 1958. And the remake came out in 1986 from David Cronenberg.
Yes, I have not seen the original, but I have seen the remake.
Yeah.
From David Cronenberg, like you said, starring Jeff Goldblum and Gina Davis, and it's a scientist who's trying to work on teleportation. So he's got these two pods basically, and he's been testing it, and it's not really working out. And he's kind of like he's put his life into this research, and he's like, "Come on, I'm testing it on myself." And he gets in the pod, and lo and behold, a little fly gets in the pod with him, and he teleports. And out the other end, he thinks everyone's fine to begin with, but then he realises that his DNA mixed with the fly's DNA, and he basically slowly starts turning into a fly. Yeah. And it's obviously David Cronenberg's like body horror. It's like The Thing. It's all practical effects, and it's absolutely crazy. It's you
can tell the influence this has, because you see it even on Simpsons. Yeah. The Bart episode, and he switches heads and all that.
And especially Cronenberg as well. I mean, you've got the Rick and Morty episode where he turns everybody into a Cronenberg episode. Like him and body horror is crazy. So he took, like, the original didn't have all that stuff. It just had someone who got turned into like a fly's head with a human body. But Cronenberg went to the extreme, where by the end of it, he basically becomes a human fly, and it's crazy. Yeah. But really good movie.
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to watch it, to be honest with you, but the next one I've seen and I think's amazing is Casino Royale. Original is 1967, but my favourite, and I think yours as well, is 2006.
Well, this is the thing about Casino Royale, is it's a remake and a reboot.
Yeah.
Who's the director? Sorry,
it's Martin Campbell.
Martin Campbell. But it's a remake and a reboot, because they've done Casino Royale. Mm-hmm. So it's technically doing another like the Bond again, but then it's a reboot because it was like a revitalise of the franchise. Obviously, one of Daniel Craig's best, probably that and Skyfall are about the same. I do like Spectre. I hate Quantum of Solace, terrible. But there is two best ones.
Oh my god, I forgot about Quantum.
That's how bad it is. Nobody remembers about Quantum of Solace. He did Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, and Spectre. And he's in the new one. So yeah.
That's good. I like, you know me, I like the films where they take away the gadgets. He's got the car, he's got his fists.
Well, I sort of like some of the gadgets. It depends how you're going to go it, because you've got Sean Connery, who was like the womanizer and the badass, and he was that kind of Bond, and then Roger Moore was kind of the same, still had that womanizing, gadgets, like eccentric. Then you had Timothy Dalton. I wasn't a big fan of Timothy Dalton. I liked him. Some of his movies were pretty good, but I kind of dropped off at that point. Yeah. And Pierce Brosnan is just crazy gadgets. Like his is the most. I don't want to say childish, but kind of like the most.
Is that the Halle Berry one?
Yes, that's Halle Berry's Pierce Brosnan. Yeah. His ones are kind of like the most kid-friendly Bonds. Yeah. Like if you were to introduce Bond, like if obviously if like your son, if you were to make him watch a Bond, you're not going to show him Daniel Craig's. Daniel Craig's is like, his movies are great because it turned it back. That's basically what Casino Royale was. It was like the gritty retelling, having Bond go back to being stuff, having to do stuff that he's really not proud of. Like in Casino Royale, where he has the fight in the hallway, and there's a big huge scuffle and everyone's going mental and it pushes into the bathroom, and then he goes back in with Eva Green and she's in the shower because she's like got blood in her, and the two of them are just hugging each other and all the blood's just dripping off both of them, and it's kind of like, you don't see that in the Pierce Brosnan one because it's kind of not, it's like happy, cheerful in that, but in that one it pulled it back to like Bond.
I like a good grit.
Yeah, like Bond isn't always happy about what he has to do, but he has to do it. So yeah, it's a long explanation.
Talking about gritty films, it ties into our next one. It's the True Grit film, obviously the original 1969.
Starring John Wayne.
Yeah, I was not a fan of that one. My dad had it on and nah. But the 2010 one, which I'm a fan of, which was brought us by the Coen brothers.
Correct, yeah.
Good directors.
Yes, great directors. They are Big Lebowski, Fargo, Hail Caesar. Those they're off the top of my head.
And good film. Hayley Steinfeld, for me personally, I think Hayley Steinfeld was a standout character. Yeah,
because she has to. She's mostly, her acting scenes are with, you've got Jeff Bridges, who's reprising John Wayne's role. You've got Matt Damon. You've got Josh Brolin. Like, you've got all these people that are like
big actors,
great. And she. I don't think she was like especially new, but coming into having it be around.
I feel like it was her first major film.
I can't definitely say that. But I thought it was really good, and it's a really good film. I went to the cinema to see it, and it's a good remake, definitely.
It's good. This next one, I'm not a fan of horrors, so it's not a surprise I've not seen it. Is It, the original coming in 1990, and the one you seen in 2017, which you highly praised.
Yes, I did. I definitely do highly praise it. Whether I should have
I need to watch it. It was done by Andy Muschietti.
Yes.
I say that.
I know. But yeah, it definitely deserves praise. I basically wanted to see it because I do like the 1990 It's a TV movie, but starring Tim Curry, and it's a bit like, when you look at it now, some of it holds up, some of it doesn't. It's a bit like, well, you notice they had to do it for a TV movie. But the new one, the reason I really liked it is because most horror films nowadays, like, you get the odd few exceptions. You got Hereditary, it just came out, which I've not had a chance to see.
Yeah, I heard it's one of the.
You got
it's scariest.
You've got Get Out, which is obviously like something like that came out, but most horror films are kind of like, oh, someone's house is like spooked, and someone's kids are haunted, or someone's dolls are haunted, and it's kind of just a rehash and repeat. Yeah, but obviously when they to bring it, especially where like they didn't, the original the 1990s TV movie, it's set, the kids are in the 50s, and then when they're older it's in the 90s. So obviously when they're going to do it nowadays, where the kids are in the 80s and then the adults will be nowadays. So having it set in the 80s definitely made it feel better for me. The kid actors were fantastic in it. Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise. Great, absolutely great. I genuinely, when everybody first saw it and saw the photos, they were like, well, this is going to suck, and God, everybody was wrong. He was absolutely fantastic, being from menacing to being hilarious to just all these little nuances of like his smile and the eyes and having the giant forehead and the like balloons.
The stuff that you think is fake with the smile and the eyes, he actually physically kept his eyes open, and he can do that with his mouth, which is...
It's crazy, it's absolutely... Really it's like the perfect role, and he's so good in that, how he goes from like taunting with him and like... Because the thing about Pennywise basically is he's going to make you afraid, because the more afraid you are, the more sweet you taste, basically. So when he's like terrifying them and making them laugh, like when he's in his eyes, he's like laughing and enjoying it, and they're like absolutely terrified. Like there's a bit, without going into spoilers, but there's one bit where there's a boy like trapped inside his house, and Pennywise is like, because he can't go anywhere because he's injured, and Pennywise is like running towards them and like grabbing his hands and like pretending to nibble his fingers, and like the way he walks, and it's fantastic. Like, he's really good. I know you're not a fan of massive horror.
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot. But moving on. we've one of my I thought was really good is 3 to 10 Yuma. You remember that
Which
one?
I haven't seen in a long time. That stars Christian Bale and Russell Crowe, correct?
Yeah, and Ben Foster's also in it. I think Casey Affleck is in it as well. Maybe, who knows? But the original from 1957 does not hold up. It does not. I tried to get a copy, tried to look at it, it just doesn't hold up. But the 2007 was brought to us by the man who killed Wolverine, James Mangold.
Oh, fair enough.
Shocking man. Done Night and Day with Tom Cruise and the Wolverine and Logan. He's done them both, which is a good film.
Yeah.
And this one, I know you've not seen either, but you should really give it a try. It's the Let Me In.
The vampire one starring Chloe Grace Moretz, correct?
Yeah,
that's the remake, right?
Yeah, that's the remake, the English version from 2010. The original was from 2008, which was Swedish, and it was called Let the Right One In. I've seen both, and it's so good. Like it tries to stay away from the horror, like stay away from the horror of ripping people to pieces, and like it's the dad who lives with the dad lives with a vampire. It's his daughter, and he goes, well, you'll need to watch it, but the little boy in it gets bullied, just constantly bullied. His mum is the stereotypical mum's with a stepdad who's horrible, and he just seems to have no friends, gets picked on, and suddenly just meets someone in the snow, just sitting there, and he's like, what, are you not cold? And it has that moment, so it takes it away from the cliche of everything, but it's a build up to them, and he just like snippets of the horror snippets, and it's one of the films, especially one of the only horror type films, thriller films that I like, which doesn't really happen that much.
Okay. Is that all we've got for best remakes today?
Yeah, that's the best.
So that is our best remakes. Now again, we talked about earlier, I pulled the short straw, so I need to be the one that shows the worst remakes, because you can't have good without bad, basically. Yeah. So to start us off, we're going to go for 2005, which is the original from 1971, which is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which is a remake of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
Yeah.
The Gene Wilder one, fantastic, really good, like it's a classic.
Yeah.
But the 2005 Tim Burton one is a different kettle of fish. For my opinion, it's a bit weird.
Yeah. Johnny Depp's performance
is creepy. He's creepy.
Very, very creepy. I didn't understand why he chose it. And it's Johnny Depp. He can throw himself in any emotion.
Yeah, I mean, it probably wasn't just him. Tim Burton probably had an influence of what his character was like, but he was just... what it was like? It was like he was acting like childish as an adult.
Yeah.
And it was very weird.
It was like he was trying to be... It was like... You know how the whole story of Michael Jackson's I Never Had a Childhood type such?
Yeah.
It feels like a person who hasn't had a childhood has lived long as a child, and he's trying to live that fantasy and be a child forever.
It was a bit creepy.
Very, very Peter Pan-y.
Yes. It was definitely Peter, like a child that doesn't want to grow up. Yeah. Which I get, like, that was another thing that was wrong about it. All the Oompa Loompas were one person who were CG'd, which I did not like at all.
It takes that away. It
does.
Yeah, I like the reality of, there's multiple people that do this, and it's brilliant. You know what I mean? And I hate the whole going to the island.
Yeah, they showed it was weird. It was.
Don't need to know that.
It didn't even have the same ending as the Willy Wonka one. It was just not good. It was them trying to make it. It was like he's Alice in Wonderland, with like live action ones that are just not very good either.
Nah, I just stay with them. I'm not a fan.
Well, staying with Tim Burton, because he is the director of the second movie I've got here, original from 1968, is 2001's Planet of the Apes, starring Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg.
Now, if you've listened to any of our previous podcasts, it's Mark Wahlberg has had it tight. Like he's definitely he has not been a fan of ours so far, and he's not going to get nice here either.
No, he's not. He's not a horrible person. He's not a bad actor.
No, but this is a bad movie. This is a bad movie. The only two people that are in it that are slightly redeemable is Tim Roth and Michael Clarke Duncan. Yep. The only two people that are remotely redeemable in that movie. But the rest of it is absolutely terrible. Like obviously, the original had the twist ending where it's been Earth all along. Yeah. And this one, it was even worse. it was even worse where they like landed in Washington after escaping, and he goes up to the Lincoln Memorial, and it's an ape.
Yeah.
And oh my god! And then all the apes surround him, and
I
it's
say
not good. It's not good.
we watch that.
Oh, it's so bad.
I
can't sit for that again. I cannot sit for that again.
We should watch it and either punch each other in the face or try to personally force
especially with other ape movies that have come out. When you try and go back and watch that, like holy crap.
Yeah.
Next we've got the original from 1968. The remake from 2010 is The Wolfman, starring Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins.
We had a conversation about this last time, and I was like, oh, I really like that. I really like that film. I went back and watched it.
Yeah, did you go back and watch it?
I went back and watch it.
Off mic, we've obviously discussed what we're going to talk about back and forth, and I remember mentioning it to Callum, saying that I've got this on my list for worst, and he was like, oh, I really like it.
That movie sucked.
Told you! I told you it's really bad.
Like, graphically, sucked. Too long of nothing.
I'll put it to you this way. Have you seen American Werewolf in London?
Yes.
See when he transforms into the werewolf? It's a million times better when in the CG version and the Wolfman.
There's a show with Bill Skarsgård on Netflix. Something Creek or something. I can't remember what it's called. That's terrible. But there's a werewolf in that. And this is a Netflix TV show, and it's better than it.
And it looks better than it. It's so boring. It's so boring. Not even Benicio del Toro and Anthony Hopkins can save it. So yeah, that's definitely stay away from that. Next one is which is, if you're going to remake this, you got to do it right. Original from 1984, remake in 2010 is The Nightmare on Elm Street, where they tried to restart. Remake and start the franchise all over again.
It starred someone we actually liked, Rorschach from Watchmen, Jackie Earle Haley.
Yes, I really liked him.
Yeah, good actor, but that was just fucking awful.
It was.
Yeah, I don't get the backstory thing with him. I don't get the whole he's a gardener, creepy.
Like, well, that was true. That is like it
but it's how they portrayed it.
No, they kind of showed too much about his backstory. Like you fit in the original, you find out what happened, but they don't show it. In the new one, they show it. They took like anything that was remotely like interesting and cool from the original. They basically just copied it in the new one, like the hand coming out the bath. They just copied that. I'm sure I can't remember, but I think Johnny Depp from the original gets pulled into the bed. I think they even did that again.
Yeah, they did.
Like if you're going to remake something, I understand that there's certain beats you need to follow, but don't make it an exact copy.
Yeah.
Just try and just change things a wee bit. So it is technically a remake.
Isn't his face CGI? Some of it.
No, it's just not as good enough. So what they wanted to do was like in the original from Robert Englund playing it, it's kind of like he's got the mask on, and it's kind of like it's like cigarette burns all over his face. So obviously, but he's burnt. So he's got like splotches of redness. So it's like burnt. But in the new one, they wanted to do it like it was a full burnt face. So it's like one sheet, and it just looks like burnt skin, and it's like he doesn't have. Because one of the best things that everybody loves about The Nightmare on Elm Street and Freddy is that he's humorous. Like when he does it.
Yeah.
Like he has a laugh and he torments them and he makes jokes. But if you're gonna have like that sort of makeup, you can't really see
the emotion.
Like he has to have like the whole like toying with them and making jokes. But if it looks like he can't even open his mouth and eyes, then it just doesn't look fun at all.
Nah, that's just it was a bad movie.
Next one we've got here, the original from 1956 is 2004's Around the World in 80 Days, starring Steve Coogan and Jackie Chan.
I do like that one. It was I was a massive fan of that.
I've still put it on the worst. I don't love it, but I don't hate it. I could definitely watch it again. Like there's some moments that I love Jackie Chan, like watching him do weird stuff and fighting.
Jackie Chan and anything.
It's fun. It's definitely fun. It's got Arnold Schwarzenegger in it, which is really weird.
Yeah, it was the hair that I was like.
It's definitely weird, but it's not the worst. But you can't compare it to you can't make it. You can't say it's a good movie.
It was brought to us by Frank Coraci.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a weird take. I liked it.
The Wolfman was directed by Joe Johnston, and The Nightmare on Elm Street was directed by Samuel Bayer. I do apologise about that.
We already said at the start we're having one of those days.
Especially I am. The next one is we're going to do it again. is from the original from 1969. The remake was 2003. It's The Italian Job.
Hey.
And who's in The Italian Job?
I feel it's an actor we spoke about. Is it Mark Wahlberg?
Yeah, Mark Wahlberg is in The Italian Job. And honestly, I'll have hands down there. See if you brought out The Italian Job,
yep,
and it wasn't called the 2003 one, and it wasn't called The Italian Job, and they didn't use minis, it'd be a good movie.
It would. It would
But
be
see,
a good
because
heist movie.
but calling the Italian Job, you have to basically look at it from the 1969 Michael Caine one.
Yeah, the one with
and it's not even remotely.
No.
It's not the same. It's
No.
not even the story beats aren't the same. It doesn't have the same like. There's
something about having those characters in the original which just work perfectly. Don't get me wrong, the actors in the second one aren't bad actors.
Mm-mm.
They just
You've got Mark Wahlberg, who
Jason
again
Statham.
we talked about. But you got Jason Statham,
Yep.
Seth Green,
Yep.
Charlize Theron, Edward Norton.
They're
So
all
it's not
good. Yeah.
bad people. You've even got
Oh.
not Keith or Sutherland, Donald or Sutherland.
Yeah.
Sorry, you've even got him in it too. So it's definitely not bad
Yeah.
people. It's just comparing it to the Michael Caine
Yeah.
one. Just not
And
even
it gives
close.
us a finale at the end, like actually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's where they get away with it in that like.
Yeah.
I love the
We don't
Michael
get to
Caine
know.
one. I
We
love the
don't-
Michael Caine one so much. There's all the bits about that.
You
in
gonna do
Michael-
it? You gonna do it?
No, I'll let you do it.
You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors
I
off.
love that bit so much. Like
It's so iconic.
It's so. I love
Yeah.
that movie. I've got it on Blu-ray
Yeah.
special
Even the
edition.
bus scene. See the
Oh yeah,
like,
it's got like
oh,
the perfect
yeah.
ending. It's amazing. I love the first Italian Job. So yeah, next we're going to move on to is a bad movie, but it's also a fantastic movie at the same time. It's original from 1973, 2006's The Wicker Man, starring Nicolas Cage. Directed by Neil LeBout. I think that's how you pronounce it. But that movie is so fucking funny. It's not meant to be funny. It's like The Happening. It's so bad that it's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's so good on so many levels.
I've never seen it either. I just didn't.
There is 2 moments in The Wicker Man when Nicolas Cage punches an old woman in the face. And it shouldn't be funny. I swear to God, right, there's a bit where you see Nicolas Cage, all that alright, like everyone's fine, and then next scene, he's running through the woods in a bear suit, punches an older lady and steals her bike.
Is this a comedy?
No context.
Is this a comedy?
No context why he's in a bear suit. They don't mention it ever again. But he just appears in a bear suit.
But is it a comedy?
No, it's meant to be serious. And it's so funny. Like,
I
genuinely,
will have to give this
you
a
have
shout.
to watch
I will
it.
give this a
You
shout.
will be laughing your ass off because genuinely, it's so nonsensical. It's so funny. It's unbelievable. That's and then we've got the original from 1951 and the remake in 2008, which it's just boring. It's Keanu Reeves' The Day the Earth Stood Still, directed by Scott Derrickson. It's just boring. It's just boring. And I love Keanu Reeves because I love Bill and Ted, I love John Wick, I love The Matrix, I love Speed. Keanu Reeves is a fantastic human being.
Yeah.
But this movie is just so boring. So boring.
I didn't understand what was the need. Like,
It's
he
just-
must have been paid. Like, he's not a money person.
For me, I think that especially with this To the Day the Earth Stood Still, I think that was kind of like, you know, when The Day After Tomorrow came out, and it was kind of the whole like that destruction kind of movies, and that's
Your dad's favourite.
Yeah, and it was just so boring, so boring. The last one I've got here is the original from 1976, the remake in 2013, which is the remake of Carrie.
Wow.
I had a bit of high hopes for this because again, it's not just a cookie cutter horror movie.
Yeah.
But it just didn't have the flair in the first one.
Again, it's Chloe
Grace Moretz.
And she's not bad in it.
No,
but
definitely
because
not.
of how nice a person and how approachable she seems, the character doesn't fit well with her. She wasn't cast right. And everybody else in the film was too Hollywoody looking, if you know what I mean, too perfect. Like, they had the guy for Baby Driver, I can't remember his name.
It's weird too because if you have like Chloe Grace Moretz, you don't really buy her as the
villain,
outcast.
Yeah.
You don't really. Well, that's the weird thing about Carrie is you're meant to sympathise with Carrie.
Yeah.
And Glow gets me, she doesn't look like the outcast that would not have any friends and stuff like that.
People.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Where the lassie from the first one does look like an outcast, so when she's trying to fit in and then the people do the horrible prank to her and everything, like you're meant, technically, as bad as it sounds, but
you're meant to
most people that root when they watch Carrie root for Carrie.
Yeah.
But you're not meant to at the same time, so it just didn't have that whole point in it basically. Yeah. She just didn't feel that vulnerable.
There's no had a young John Travolta in it as well.
Was it?
Coming, aye.
Aye.
It's one of those films that pushed his career a little bit further.
So now we're gonna go. We've talked about remakes. We're now gonna go on to reboots.
Yeah, and I've obviously
again short straw. I have to talk about the worst, but we're gonna cover the best first.
Yeah.
We've only got a few reboots. We've definitely got less reboots than we do have remakes.
Yeah, because there's actually not that many reboots. Anyway, we'll get on with it. And this is just there's no one before it, it's just a reboot of a franchise.
Mm-hmm.
It's X-Men First Class from 2011. Obviously, it's brought us by Matthew Vaughn.
Yes. Which obviously the one before First Class was Last Stand.
Yeah, which no one.
So they wanted to just reboot the franchise.
And they did it well.
Yes,
amazing
definitely.
Characters. Michael Fassbender.
Great.
You know what I mean? It's
James McAvoy,
James McAvoy,
Jennifer Lawrence,
Nicholas Hoult, which are all good characters. Even like they picked smaller role characters. You've got Banshee, you've got Havoc, you've got Pixie. I think her name was. And obviously,
I mean, I love the fact they put Havoc in it because they could easily just change the timelines and put Scott in there.
Yeah.
But they chose to do just a couple of things different. You've also got, which is amazing, you've also got Kevin Bacon as the bad guy.
I know,
because I love Kevin Bacon.
Hate Kevin Bacon, but he's good in this. It's finally nice to see him in a good film.
Shut up! I love Kevin Bacon. He's great in that. He's got Azazel with him as well, and Azazel's really cool.
It's such an iconic character, like the Hellfire Club, the villains. It's just as an X-Men.
Emma Frost too. We've got Emma Frost is in there too. Really good. Definitely, and it led into better movies than the originals.
Yeah.
Still have some of the flaws, but what X-Men stuff that came after First Class is just a lot better compared to what you got before.
It's not against the old people, the older group or the younger.
No,
they're all good,
not.
But yeah, definitely one of the best ones. The next is the Godzilla original from 1998, and the one we're talking about now is 2014.
Yes, because so obviously you've got the original, the Godzilla, like a lot of the ones where it was a man in a costume from like going back decades. But then they did the 1998 one, starring Matthew Broderick, Jean Reno, Hank Azaria, and it was pretty good. Like, I still didn't like it. It was done by Roland Emmerich, that one, but they changed the design of Godzilla.
Yeah.
You saw him like all the time, but the 2014 one,
Gareth Edwards, who done Rogue One.
Who did Rogue One? Yes. It's got Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver in it. I can't remember their names. Sorry.
Ironically, they're husband and wife.
They are husband and wife in that one, and that one's fantastic. Like the story's good. The fact you don't see Godzilla for ages, and then when he does come out, it's absolutely crazy.
It's shocking. Bryan Cranston.
Yeah, you forget even Bryan Cranston is that in that movie.
Because he's just obviously spoiler.
Yes,
the moment happens and he's not in it long.
No, he's not in it long at all. And it's I thought that movie was absolutely great. I thought it was one of the best movies I saw that year. I love when they show something like. That's what we were talking about earlier with the Predator stuff. Like, I love when something comes out with that and it goes, you see like 45 minutes to an hour of a movie and you hardly even see the thing you're talking about because you're kind of waiting. It's the Jaws effect, basically. Like, when Jaws first came out, like there was a giant percentage of the film where all you saw was like a fin.
Yeah.
Like, you never actually saw Jaws. And so when you did see it, you were like, oh my god! So I loved that they did that with Godzilla.
It's nice that this Godzilla has spawned into like a universe of sorts, but without them calling it a universe.
Yes, I still haven't seen Kong Skull Island like I mentioned before, but I really should, especially when Godzilla 2 will come out.
Yeah.
Sure. What's next?
2009's Star Trek.
Yes, it's
Which
definitely
Chris Pine.
Chris Pine, Zachary Quinto.
It's done by J.J. Abrams, which obviously is J.J. Abrams. So
Yes,
no explanation for it.
It's basically a reset of the universe. They've even put it to the story how it got reset and how it made things, changed things.
It even had a before Thor, Chris Hemsworth.
Yes, it did.
Yeah,
He was right at the very start of it. Yeah. So I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
I've seen the second one. I still haven't seen the third one.
Third one's good. It's okay. It's not the best, but it's good. That adds in more characters, and what I like, and it's the same thing with Bond for me, is I like Daniel Craig as Bond. He's my favourite. I like this Star Trek. I'm not a fan of the old Star Trek, and I know a lot of people go, oh no.
I like some of the old Star Trek. For me, it would probably go
Return of Kang.
I'd probably go. So I like. Well, it goes William Shatner's. Then it'll go Chris Pine's, but my favourite one is Jean-Luc Picard.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Charles Xavier.
Oh
my god, what's his actual name?
Oh my god, what the hell?
What the fuck?
This is bad. Right, research this and I'll keep talking. Yeah, my favourite ones are those ones. But yeah, it's definitely a good movie. Apart from the lens flares, you know, J.J. Abrams loves a lens flare. But yeah, it's definitely a good a reboot. That it kind of needed it. It needed to bring it into the
Patrick Stewart.
There we go. Jesus Christ!
Wow.
Definitely ashamed of herself there.
Yep.
So yeah, what's next? Let's move on to that
It's the 2011 Apes franchise.
Yeah, you talk about it. See, when I was talking about the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes and Mark Wahlberg, like obviously they definitely improved. Like with this one, like those three, which is Rise, Dawn, and War.
I know Dawn and War was done by Matt Reeves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who did the first one.
I don't know either,
no.
but they are fantastic. They're probably one of the best reboots of a franchise in a very, very long time. And before we move on, we have to give props to one person in particular.
Andy Serkis.
Andy Serkis. Damn straight, that man is a genius. That man is an absolute genius. What he has done with motion capture, what he's done with performance in general, his technology is what he's done with movies. He is absolutely amazing as Caesar, absolutely amazing. And I'll say it now, definitely, that people who do motion capture deserve to even get an Oscar nomination because he is incredible, absolutely incredible as that character throughout all three films. The emotion he goes through from the first one to the very last one, it's so good, and I love those movies.
That moment when he first talks.
The very first one when he says no.
Goosebumps.
Definitely,
Goosebumps.
Honestly, I had goosebumps in the cinema. And
the first one was by Rupert Wyatt.
Yeah. But yeah, the progression of that story, the technology they used, and again the performances of not just Andy Serkis as well. You've got Koba.
Yeah.
Who is I cannot remember the name of the actor, but he was Doctor Doom in the new Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
And
they're all very good. The thing, what I like is there's like people who's on set have spoke that Andy Serkis is a person where if they're doing motion capture, he doesn't mind people just walking up to him and going, but how can I do this better? How can I do that? He's very approachable with the people he's working with because it's part of his company, the motion capture wire. It's something he started.
It's amazing, honestly. Without him, without him, you've got the Marvel. Without him, you wouldn't have the way Thanos looks. You wouldn't have the way Hulk looks. You wouldn't have. Without him, you wouldn't have had like the way Gollum is, the way Smaug is from The Hobbit. Like it's not
Smaug.
Smaug, one out to them. Without him, you wouldn't have that. He is absolutely fantastic. So before we moved on, I had to praise him.
I know. The next one is Batman Begins. I think the one before that was 1997. Batman before that.
Is that Batman and Robin?
Yeah, but like Nipplegate.
Yes.
But obviously we've got the Christopher Nolan's Batman Begins from 2005, and obviously anyone who knows anything about DC Comics, those changed everything from just how much they changed it all with Christopher, oh my god, what's his name? The main Batman. Holy crap.
But Christian Bale.
Christian Bale, holy crap. Sorry, we're having a really bad day today.
But yeah, those movies are definitely fantastic. Like, even all three of them, from Begins to The Dark Knight to The Dark Knight Rises.
They just gave us some of the best villains.
Yes.
Ever. You know what I mean?
In my opinion...
People hate Tom Hardy. They do.
Well, that's the thing. The thing about The Dark Knight Rises is the reason why a lot of people, like, some people didn't like it, apart from the inconsistencies, is because having to live up to Night, having to live up to Night is hard in itself. That's probably why it took a wee while for it to come out, is because he probably thought to himself, like, how can I beat this?
Yeah.
Like, the amount of love that The Dark Knight has, like, even for me personally, I don't know about I can say about you, but for me, Night is still my favourite out of all three of them.
Yeah.
So to follow up with that is definitely a hard one in itself. But I still think they did a pretty good job, to be honest. It was a bit inconsistency and like a couple of plot holes here, which everybody points out. But the only really problem I have with it is I wish that Bane had just had a wee bit of green in him, just a little bit of venom. Like that's all I wanted.
And it's so good, and I like that. It's all like the way they connect to everything is brilliant. Like they give you the hint in Begins of the Joker, then you get the Joker, and he just steals the show.
Yes.
Like he literally allowed Christian Bale to punch him in the interrogation.
Yeah, the interrogation scene is amazing. He's so good in that.
Especially the bit where everybody's clapping for Gordon, and you just see Heath Ledger's joke. It's made up.
Did you also know that the bit where Heath Ledger breaks into the party?
Yeah. Oh, is this the bit with Michael Caine?
Michael Caine had a line and was so enamoured by Heath Ledger's performance, he completely stayed silent, and he actually was meant to have a line there and just couldn't, because he was so enamoured by the way Heath Ledger's movement and dialogue was, and his performance in general.
And I like what they did in the third one. They never touched anything about the Joker, but they slightly let you know that he's still.
Yeah, that was it. Like that's all. They couldn't do any more out of definitely respect. So what we got next?
Moving on is Dread. Obviously we've got 1995 with Sylvester Stallone, and then with the better one with Carl Urban in 2012. It was brought to us directed from Pete Travis. Now, as a Dread fan, it's something like my dad loves Dread. If he's a comic, he's like, oh, Dread's the guy. I remember watching the Sylvester Stallone one with him, and the minute he takes that helmet off, my dad goes, no, what the fuck? You didn't take your helmet off, that's not how it works.
I hated that one so much, like, and then obviously when they were going to reboot it and everybody was worried, and my god, that movie is incredible. I love it so much.
Like, I love that Carl Urban, as it was you told me this, where he was asked by a director to take his helmet off.
First initial, like, as far as I can, in the first initial screenplay, it did have a moment where, like, he, not during, like, fight scenes, but when he wasn't about, he had his helmet off.
Yeah.
And Carl Urban was like, no, that's not what's meant to happen. And he doesn't, not even at all. You don't even see him take it off once.
Yeah, that's
and
just
he
so
is it's just so good. Like, it's great how it's like it's R-rated too. Like, if you're going to do Dredge, you can't make that PG. You can't. He's so good in that performance, and it's rumoured that there's going to be a TV series called Mega City 1.
Yeah, which I'm
hopeful. God, I want it to happen.
I don't know if they'll get some of the other characters, but I know that Carl Urban is connected to it.
Yeah, he wants to do it so
He's in
much.
talks with it, which I am hyped for.
Yeah.
And fingers crossed it happens and we get that bit there.
So that's definitely the best reboots that we've got there, but we've now got a list of our worst, I think. So I've got the list here because again we're talking about the short straw.
I don't have any worst reboots, so it's
it's all on me again.
Yeah. Google only does so much, right? Like maybe.
I mean, it's not that you didn't do any research. It's just that again I got the short straw and I have to talk about the worst ones. The first one we've got here is a reboot of the Spider-Man franchise from 2012, which is the Amazing Spider-Man. So Andrew Garfield
and Emma Stone. Yeah.
Yes, those ones are terrible.
Wait, is it? Are you sure it's Spider-Man? It was the first one, Amazing Spider-Man. I'll tell everyone.
Well, I hated that when he told everybody it was Spider-Man. Those movies absolutely infuriated me. As you can tell, they clearly didn't do well, especially because it's now back in the hands of Marvel.
Did they? Do you think they watched Christopher Nolan's Batman and went, Kim, what I really like when he says I'm Batman, so I feel like I'm going to have Spider-Man tell everyone I'm Peter.
Well, this is the thing. It just annoyed me. He told everybody it was Spider-Man, and
they weren't awful films.
The second one is terrible.
Yeah, the second one's terrible.
First one is
it's
not
okay.
bad. You can live with it. It's got its mistakes. But especially when you compare it to the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, and then when you look at all those Spider-Mans and you look at Spider-Man Homecoming, you're like, this is a Spider-Man we should have got for the beginning.
Yeah. But Tom Holland was too young for that.
Tom Holland is the perfect Spider-Man, and I don't want anybody else to play him. So yeah, the next one we have from 2017, which is The Mummy.
Ooh, Tom Cruise.
So Spider-Man was directed by Mark Webb, and The Mummy is directed by Alex Kurtzman. Yes. So The Mummy, Tom Cruise's Mummy. I have only sat through half of it because I can't sit through any rest
so
of it.
bad.
I can't sit
so
through
bad.
any more of it.
And obviously it starts off with the cliche of, no, don't worry. It doesn't matter that our bosses are telling us not to be here. We'll go do it anyway because somehow I'm in the special forces and I can steal things.
Yeah, it doesn't look fun to me. I just wasn't, and obviously it was trying to start a dark universe, like to make the movies themselves, and then realise that you've got something good here and work from it. Don't try and make a universe straight for the beginning. Like Spider-Man, but we were talking about before this, did it at the end of 2, and everybody was like, no, give me the one story. Stop trying to force 8 things down my throat.
Yep.
The next one we've got here is from 2015. Which is tried to sort the universe out. Is Terminator Genesis.
Oh.
Now I was really looking forward to this because Arnold Schwarzenegger was back. The trailer gave far too much away.
Even the poster.
Yeah.
The poster
so much away.
Tells you the bad guy is.
Yeah, exactly. It was so jumbled up, and I like Emilia Clarke. I like her. So I thought she was pretty good, but it just even Jai Courtney, but they just gave away too much. Like you can't, you keep things under wraps. Like that's what put it off for me. And I went to go see it, and there was just no surprise. There was no oomph. There was no.
You're like, oh wait, that's the bad guy. I didn't know that by the poster.
Exactly, and
past.
the trailer.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that one. The next one I've got here is from 2014, which is a reboot of the RoboCop franchise, which is directed by. Jose Palladini, I think his name is. I can't really pronounce that very well, but that's the PG version of RoboCop.
That was awful.
If you're gonna do RoboCop, you've got to make it R-rated.
Yeah, like I remember, I always get told this story from my dad when I watched RoboCop, and I laughed as the guy was getting blown to bits. You know what I mean? And to have that PG down with black whatever.
Yeah, it was more sleek looking. It wasn't. It was like
we want clunky. We want clunky.
Yeah, like that's the thing about obviously they're trying to do it for like the up to date franchise, but it was weird. It looked sleek. It looked like a stealth robot, and it was kind of like no, you want like the whole. You want that violence. If you're going to do reboot, if you're going to do, you know what they should have done. They should have done RoboCop like they did Dread.
Yes.
Like that, they should have. They should, if you're going to do it, didn't PG it, didn't family friendly it, because fair enough, you might want families to go see it, but the true die-hard fans.
Why would you want?
But that's saying the true die-hard fans of RoboCop are going to want like the original.
Yeah.
So if you're going to pull people in, you're not going to pull new people in going, what's this?
Yeah.
You want the people who saw the original and go like, okay, now they're trying they're trying to recapture the magic of the blood and the gore. So let's give them that, but no, they had to give them family friendly.
And it's the whole, oh no, it's in front of the house. Like no, at least stick to the original. If you're going to do the damage to his body, do it away from in a family house to give it that family aspect stuff. We didn't want that. We didn't. Even the
what happened to the old one? It was brutal.
Oh yeah, and the bad guy was the dad from that '70s show, which is weird.
Which is great.
Yeah.
So the next one we've got here is there's 2 movies. Reboot. There's the reboot in the franchise. Is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which is directed by Dave Green, produced by Michael Bay.
Right.
I've seen both of them. They misuse Shredder in the first one.
Yep.
They waste him in the second one.
Yep.
The only decent factor of those entire movies.
Stephen Amell.
No, Stephen Amell is shite in those movies, and I like Stephen Amell. The only 2 decent thing about the entire both of those movies is Bebop and Rocksteady from the second one. It's the only decent thing they actually got right.
Yeah, but it's just And good characters, and good actors, even though it was Sheamus.
Yeah, Sheamus
man.
from WWE.
Yeah.
And I thought he was great. I thought the Bebop and Rocksteady were the best things about those movies, but the rest of it was just not great. They tried to use Shredder in the first one by giving it to someone new and making him a big giant mech, and that was terrible. And then the second one, it was the real Shredder. Didn't even get anything, he just wasted, and it turned out to be Krang, sorry. Just not good, not
and
good.
They're doing it again.
You know what's worse about it? This time it's actually going to be Michael Bay, I think, which is even worse.
Anybody who liked Transformers will like this. Anyone who hated Transformers will hate this. It's just, I expect a lot of props of America.
The last one we've got here for reboots is 2010, which is directed by Louis Leterrier, which is Clash of the Titans, starring Sam Worthington. This is the time where Sam Worthington was in everything, with Avatar and this, and then obviously they did Wrath. And for me, it was just CG wasn't great, pacing wasn't great, performances wasn't that great, because Sam Worthington is not that good of an actor. I don't like saying that about people because everybody's trying to do their best. Yeah. But for me, he's not good at all. I think
even in Avatar, he barely acts.
I think he's really bland. Doesn't show very much emotion. He's not even a good action star. And the action scenes in that are just chopped together. They're all like shaky cam where you don't even know what's going on.
It's just not. It's not a good. It doesn't. See how Tom Hardy, he shows his emotion really well, how he's feeling his face. I feel like Sam Worthington is just straight.
It is. It's completely straight. It's like no emotions whatsoever. Yeah, because this is also something that he did Terminator Genesis this time. It was like he was in everything, and everything he did, he just had no emotion.
Was it in Terminator? Genesis?
No, Genesis, Salvations. Sorry.
Yeah.
Salvations. He was in Salvations.
Wait.
Christian Bale.
Batman and a Dark Horse.
The infamous, like when he shouted at the boy who did the lights.
Yeah.
That's where that came from.
God.
So that is the best and worst of reboots.
Yeah.
So the last thing we're going to do here before we move on to what have we done lately is...
what needs it?
It's just a tiny little discussion here, just of a couple of things that we've got of what we think should be remaked and rebooted.
I've only got 3.
You've only got 3?
I don't have directors who I think should be in it.
I've only got 4.
Right, okay. You go first then, ladies first.
So for me, my first one, something that I'd really like to see them do from 1962 is The Longest Day. The Longest Day is like basically a massive war film, taking over, like basically it's about a battle that goes on for a very long time.
Yeah.
Like The Longest Day. But the best thing about it is like when it came out, everybody who was like remotely famous or anybody that was like well known, like every single person was in this.
Yeah.
So the reason why I'd like to see this remade is because I'd like to see a war film where it has everyone in it. Like everyone. Even if they've just got little parts, you could get lesser known actors to play like the lead roles, but like you've got colonels and sergeants and the bad guys played by folk you recognise, and it's just got every single person in it.
Yeah, you just go through it all.
I think that especially with Dunkirk, I would give this to Nolan, or I'd give it to Spielberg.
I'd like to see Spielberg because I feel like now it's Christopher Nolan. I feel like Spielberg pull in the people. Like even if it takes like, see he could.
Because you know what it'd be like? It'd be a bit like Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, but think about it. If you like, say you've got the big actors who are main characters, but like say characters who are like colonels and bosses, you could bring in old actors.
Exactly. Yeah, like everybody. Like I think that's definitely something that needs to like. Especially when nowadays, especially with Infinity War, you're bringing in all these actors in one movie. Like you need not just comic book ones; they need to do this for other things too. So that's my number 1. That's 1 for me. So what's your 1?
My number 1 is a favourite of mine, even though the second is just garbage, from 1986, and that's Highlander.
There's been rumours they're going to do it.
I know, but they've done 2-3 movies.
Mm-hmm.
They've done TV shows.
Mm-hmm.
And they did a female lead TV show. Mm-hmm. But yeah, give me that. If they're going to do it, great. Absolutely. I don't know, like I've not got an idea of who should play the main role.
Who would you give it to director wise? Because this is we're not going to say actors, but we're going to do directors.
The way he did Logan.
I was thinking that exactly myself. I was thinking that exactly myself.
That's what I would give it to if I had the choice. But
it's a good show.
That would be. It's just one of those films where that's a me and my dad film, because it's the film that he was always like, oh my god, the Highlander, I fucking love this, blah 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 blah. But yeah, Highlander's my first choice. I feel like in this day and age they need that, because we don't get. Yeah, we get vampires, we get werewolves, we get zombies, blah blah blah, but we didn't get mortals. Actual mortals fighting each other.
Yeah, that's pretty good. For my second one is from 1957. It's another ensemble cast sort of one, but in a very different way. It's 12 Angry Men. The 12 Angry Men is a movie about basically 12 people in a jury, who 11 of those men think that the person is guilty, and one of the men thinks that he's not. And the basic movie is about how the other man is trying to convince other people that the man is not guilty. And especially if you got like the actors nowadays, like you got like the best of the best in the acting capabilities, and you pulled in a director who likes to work in one specific area. I don't know who you could give that to.
Somebody that's very, very close with a character. You have to get someone who can pull the emotion out of someone. I don't know, honestly, I've no clue. I think in a film which brought someone that type of closeness. Somebody who done Drive?
Nicholas Wind Refn. He works more with sort of avant-garde stuff. One, I don't know, maybe not. I was maybe thinking Darren Aronofsky, but I don't think you give that to Darren Aronofsky. He works more with symbolism. Probably, I don't know. You'd probably give it to. I really don't know that. I'm struggling with that really. Yeah. I think I'm struggling with that. But I'd definitely like to see give it a remake. Like you definitely have to pull in someone who is amazing with dialogue. Basically, like to do that script and to do that screenplay would have to be top notch. I think that you could definitely do that. But I can't think of a director. I think I'd have to come back to that one. So what's your second one?
My second one is it's one of those movies I think is brilliant. I like the second more than the first, but I like them both. It's the Blues Brothers. The original came in 1980 and the Blues Brothers 2000 came in 1998.
Oh, well, that's good.
I would love to see that.
Who would you get to direct that?
Michael Gracie.
Who's that?
He done Greatest Showman.
Oh.
And also, I know people are like, oh, he's just doing it because...
Well, there is musical aspects of that.
It's the musical aspects, but it's also, he showed an arsehole of a character very well. And let's be honest, the main character of Blues Brothers, as much as he was trying to do it for the good, 9 times out of 10 was an arsehole doing it.
You know, I'd like to see doing it. The two guys that got fired from Solo, the 22 Jump Street and Lego movie guys.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, good shout. I can't remember their names.
I can't remember their names, but I think those two guys, I think they work with comedy really well, and they could probably do that quirkiness of the Blues Brothers. So my last one is it's controversial. It's definitely a controversial one. I might not get a lot of hate for it, but I definitely feel it's from 1995, and I would like them to do Braveheart again.
Mate, you can't touch that. Like that's.
Now I love the first Braveheart. I do love the first Braveheart with Mel Gibson. It's not a bad movie, but I would like to see something. I'd like to see something else. I would definitely like to see.
Who would you give it to? Like who's your?
Who would I like to see do it? I'd like to see the Russo brothers do it.
Ooh, I'd like to see it, but would it work?
Well, who else? See, I was thinking like Ridley Scott because he's worked with like Gladiator and Robin Hood, but he's not as good as he used to be.
Yeah.
I mean, you could give it to Nolan, but again, Nolan probably wouldn't take it very well. So I was thinking who can work with epics, who can work with like. You could like again. I would maybe give it to Spielberg, but I'd like to probably see the Russo brothers do it.
Yeah. What community extra would show up in it?
I don't know, but I don't even. I mean, I know we're not talking about actors here, but I could generally think of one person who I'd get to play William Wallace, Michael Fassbender.
Ooh, yeah. He pulled
He did that in Macbeth. I think he could do.
He also had what's the other film he had? Like it was way back in his heydays. It was in Scotland and it was against gladiators.
Centurion.
Centurion. Good film. Yeah.
I think that you could definitely give that to the Russo brothers. I think that they could definitely do weird stuff with it.
Yeah, this is
What was your last one?
It's from 1979 and it's Escape from Alcatraz. It's one of those old. I'm not an old film type guy.
Like a Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
Like a bit like that sort of.
Yeah. I'd like the Coen brothers to touch it.
That'd be pretty good.
You know what I mean?
I think that's a good shout.
And here's the thing, right? We're not talking about actors, but I feel like, it's Escape from Alcatraz, so obviously it's got a main actor who's just amazing. And I would like to see his son take over, Clint Eastwood's son. The one that was in Fast. Scott Eastwood, that was it. Sorry, I was like brain fart. But yeah, I would love him to take over. He's still young, getting his acting chops up there, but give him two great directors, give him a script, he can go lean on his dad for how did you pull this off, how did you feel about it, you know what I mean? He's an up and comer, he's been a lot of stuff, but he's still fresh to it, and I'd like him to see it.
Okay.
Give it a wee bash.
Well, that is what we think should be remaked and rebooted.
Yeah.
So, I've only got one thing to ask, man. What have you done lately?
What have I done lately? I've got a list here somewhere. See. Well, lately, I started Luke Cage season 2.
How is it?
Amazing.
Yeah.
Amazing. Some people are like, oh, it's not as good as the first. I think it's better. I think it's better than Cottonmouth. I think it's better than I can't remember the bad's name. Fuck. I'm having a bad day. Anyway, his brother. Hammer. No, it's a different guy. Anyway, it doesn't matter. I feel like obviously the stuff has dipped in the second seasons. I feel like it's better than Jessica Jones. I think it's on par with Daredevil. The villains returning and new are amazing. Bushmaster is the name of the villain from Jamaica. So you get to see a different part of Harlem with the Jamaican groups and stuff like that called Styles. Amazing. The guy is amazing. But my only problem with Luke Cage is the fact that, and I get it, it's a culture thing, but there's so many long-winded music moments where it's in Harlem Paradise and you've got singers, but it's just too long. Start it tiny, and then as the characters are moving about and stuff, have the song playing, and it's one of those things where I'm like, that was my only downfall was that bit. I also saw Ready Player One, which I won't go into detail.
No, I have not seen it yet. I still need to get around to it.
See it. Seriously, it's amazing. There's people go, oh, it's just an fantastic film with people. There's
too many references.
Yeah, too many references, and I thought fucking amazing. Okay. Seriously.
I still need to get around to it.
It's in the Oasis, brilliant. Outside Oasis, a little bit rough, and there's certainly some cheesy moments in it, but it's
like dialogue wise.
Yeah, super cheesy. You'll know what I mean, but it's really good. It's worth the watch. I think it's like 2 hours or something, 2.5.
Most films are like that nowadays, yeah.
But I've only been playing one game really.
What game is that?
It's Fallout Shelter. This shit has took my life over.
What are you playing on Switch?
Playing on the Switch. It's easier.
It's free.
It's free. On the phone I can understand, but I can't bother with my phone that runs the battery. On the PlayStation, I just feel like holding a pad to play this game would annoy me. So I literally just play it with Joy-Cons, touch screen, makes it so easy access. Brilliant. I'm addicted to it. Right? I have built up a massive thing, but somehow I don't have enough of anything, which fucking annoys me.
It's classic resource games, man.
Yeah, but one more thing. I watched Rampage this week because I was told, because Fraser watched it the other day with some friends of his, Paddy I think his name was. Was it Paddy Fraser?
Yes, it is Paddy.
So shout out to Paddy. See if you like it, Paddy, leave a comment and tell me what you think of Rampage. But I thought the movie was good. I stayed awake through the boring bits, fell asleep at the good bits and woke up when the good bit ends. So I need to go back and watch just that bit, but other than that it was an okay film. It was an okay film from The Rock. But that's me, man. What have you been doing lately?
Well, what have I done lately? Yeah. Well, I watched Ghost in the Shell. Finally got around to it. I really liked it. I thought it was really good. I thought it did not deserve the hate that it got. The whitewashing thing is definitely what made a lot of people not go see it, but I feel like folks should definitely have gave it a chance because I think it's really good. The world is definitely my favourite aspect of it.
It's very cyberpunk.
It's definitely up my boat, and I kind of wanted to know a lot more about the world. But I thought it was really good. Scarlett Johansson is fantastic in it. I think that was a really good casting choice. I really thought it was really good. The pacing was pretty good.
It holds up compared to the original material, which you're saying yourself.
I've never seen the anime, no.
And they're rough. They're rough animes because it's back in the day, but they're amazing. You should really check them out.
I definitely will now, especially because I did like the movie. I have also I decided to buy Mirror Edge Catalyst again.
My God, people!
And I know
you moaned at me for Fallout Shelter, right? You did. You moaned at me for it, and I understand it. But I remember listening to you on the headset when you were playing this, and you were just like, "Isn't it good? Isn't it good? Isn't it good? Blah blah blah. Isn't it as good as the first one? Blah blah blah." So please, Fraser, has it made you feel any better?
A little bit, yeah.
I hate you. Get it?
It has a little bit because I think what it is that it was on. There's like a less than £12 deal on the PlayStation Store right now, and it was like £6. And I was like, you know what? I never actually finished this, and I do love the first one, and I don't want to hate this one. So I was like, I'm going to dive back in. I think the main reason why, and I haven't really hit that point yet, but the main reason why I didn't like it was that it's a free running game, right?
Yeah.
So you didn't really want fast travel, but there's a lot of back and forth. So like free running's cool, but see when you do the same bits over and over again, you're like, I'm still enjoying myself, but it's kind of wears thin a bit. Like the world doesn't expand you. It's like sort of go and see this person, and then come back and him, and then go back, and it's back and forth. But I think I want to give it a second chance.
Can you play it for like 6 hours straight? Is it one of those games, or is it a game you can put 2 hours in, put it down?
I could probably put a few hours in it, and then put it down, and then come back and do a few hours. The last thing that I've done lately, which I just finished today, is Happy on Netflix.
Oh my God, that show!
That show is really good. I definitely have to push some things forward that is very gory. It's definitely got some very, very strange bits in it. It might not be for everybody, but I really liked it. It centres around a ex-police officer who is basically a deadbeat, has a heart attack, and after he wakes up with a heart attack, can see an imaginary friend of a little girl who the imaginary friend tries to get him to save, called Happy, played by Patton Oswalt. And it basically just goes from there and turns into madness.
See that bit just sets it up where he's in the ambulance and he's like, give me something, I need to get rid of this, give me something, I need to get rid of this, and the guy's like, you're going to die, he's like, just give me it, and he has to go away.
the guy who plays Nick, the main character, I cannot remember his name, but I want to give him credit because he is fantastic in it.
So much stuff.
My other half told me he was in Law and Order. He's really good in it. There's 10 episodes. They're about an hour per episode. I bashed through it in it took me about a week to bash through it.
His name is Christopher Meloni.
He's great in it, but I do recommend Happy. It might not be for everybody, but I definitely liked it. That is what I have done lately. So that is
That's today.
Yes.
So we're going to try and get this out weekly. We are.
Yes.
I remember the last episode we're like, oh, we're going to do this. We're not really going to say what we're going to do because some point we'll do something, then it will change. But we'll definitely get an episode out each week.
Yes.
You can catch us on YouTube. You can catch us on Podbean. Obviously, we're on Twitter as well. But just leave us a comment. Like, subscribe, and
yes, on YouTube it's Pointless Point of View.
It sure is.
It'll take you to the channel. If you just want to give us a subscribe, a like, or comment below.
If you've got any thoughts on what you'd like us to try, discuss, just hit us up with it. I know a friend of ours has said that we really need to give the new Jurassic a watch. We need to see if it's worthwhile because it's, in his mind, in the same frame as The Happening.
Yes, he said it wasn't very good, but we'll have to see for ourselves. So next week we have a special episode that we are going to try a new format that we're going to do occasionally. We are calling it Doig versus Taylor, and what it is, it's we are both going to pick a different thing from the same sort of subject where we both think is the best.
Yeah.
And we're basically going to have different bullet points and see which one does it better.
Yeah.
And we're basically going to have a slight little debate, a little discussion.
Yeah.
and see who comes out on top.
And if you hear trying, it's because I've beat Fraser with a microphone.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see who really wins.
Yeah, okay, little man.
Anyway, that has been Pointless Point of View. I have been Fraser.
I am Cal, and thank you for listening. Bye.